Cô Nhung
Like
về
về
rồi
Nhung
đúng
cơm.
không? Cô Nhung về rồi đúng không?
Nhung về rồi.
Em về hôm qua rồi ạ.
À rồi, ok. Vậy thì thôi, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ còn Thục Trinh về rồi. Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ dìu Mỹ Duyên và Văn Chiên.
Mỹ Duyên và Văn Chuyên
Mỹ Duyên và Văn Chiên
nắm tay kéo nhau đi.
kéo nhau về đất nha. Rồi, bây
Dạ.
giờ Mỹ Duyên và Văn Chiên cùng nhau về đích nè. Rồi, chúng ta đọc.
Nghe tên nó cũng vần vần ấy, thôi hai đứa nắm tay nhau về.
tự dưng nhìn đến trên màn hình, tự dưng hai cái vần nó uyên uyên.
Rồi mở mic đọc nha cả nhà.
Dạ rồi, Mỹ Duyên tiếp tục nha.
Bây giờ Mỹ Duyên đưa đoàn đi đi.
Mỹ Duyên tiếp tục đưa đoàn đi nha.
Yeah, biết cô. Hello everyone. Now we will read the lesson 1, the formulas of source of life.
Now, we are on track.
We are on
We are
track.
ready.
We are on track.
We are ready. Let's go. We are ready.
Let's go.
Now, let's
We are
go.
ready. Let's
Rồi.
go.
One, the formulas of source of
Lesson
life.
1.
Currently,
Currently,
our
our
society
society
is
is being governed by three perspectives. The first perspective is the scientific perspective. Second is religion, the religion and belief perspective. And the third is the perspective of morality, interest of what we live in the world. Currently, being influenced by this perspective and one of the most that influence us, especially in the law of cause and effect and the law of causal condition interaction. If we imagine our current life is the current result, it may be outcome of the sequence in the past becomes a formula to imagine our current life. This formula has put down function for the desired outcome. Favorable condition desired outcome. For if we want to create a desired future, shouldn't we focus on creating the greatest right in the present moment? It is knowledge, religion and belief, science and morality lead to the same one statement and standard rules of a person are true. These three perspectives to be considered have a clear understanding. Then, standing under the scientific perspective, two have today, standing under the religious and belief perspective. What do I have today? Standing under the perspective of morality. What do I have result today? First, let us clearly understand the cause from the scientific perspective. To discuss the source of life, we take a piece of paper and write down the word objective principle and science. For the source of life, take a piece of paper and write down the word result and the term and subject. Then turn the lead to the result. If we have two equal direction represents the result of life, affects our life. So each choice will give us the message of each choice. Direction affects the result of our life today. But let's reflect it. Is it true that the chain of choices we make in the past determines the result of our life today?
When
We reflect
the tendencies of our inner self,
ourselves the right to choose the good things in life. However, when it comes to unpleasant things or unwitnessing, our inner self is to attribute joy to others, become tempted, even desire favorable or undesirable situation in life, or owing to our choices, and we will understand the source of life originates from ourselves. Therefore, the source of life originates, but it is not my fault. Why is it not my fault? Because we didn't know any better. Our awareness better. We should make that choice. That time, our awareness will only at that level to that choice.
However, they do not
To
know
make that exact moment when is correct. Let's a famous in change circumstances of personality. This is
Researchers
person repeat
studying wealthy
reading
people
as the
that
same
one person become
circumstances
rich in
due
another
to
way
their
and
own
another in different way.
personality.
They have different
However, we
personality.
do not
Across
know
any
what
personality
kind
can be
a
changed.
personality is
Particularly
suitable for outcome.
Researchers study
well,
So,
but
if we
any
focus on
personality can
changing
also be
personality
changed.
is not
one way,
the root.
but
This
not
is
in a
because
different way.
a
Realize that
specific
some people
personality
change
taste
personality
for a
any
person whose life will be
personality
different.
appropriate.
Researchers study in
Depending on
wealthy
any
person
personality
how that one person become rich in
the
one
result
way and
will
another
change.
in
Realize
a
that
different way. They have
If you
different
don't change your
personality.
personality, you
For
don't
any
change the result.
personality potentially
By
lack
changing
wealth.
personality doesn't work.
Any personality
Change
can
the result.
select
Because
poverty too much when people realize that
their
even if they
personality,
change their
realization,
personality, they
decided
still
their
have
personality
the
is
which
good
was
habits will influence the
appropriated.
the resulting
Focusing on
in
changing personality is not a root
after
cause.
some
The
time people will
change the
changing personality
personality.
results.
If you don't change the
However, they
result yet,
realize that habits are not
focusing
the
on
root
changing
cause.
personality doesn't work because
Investigators
it
further
is the
found
root
that the
cause.
person
The expert
with
that the
habit
person
result say that it's just
started asking or focusing on changing habit,
the
to live
personality
a
will
good
influence the
personality,
activity
resulting after some time people discover that changing habit is good. However, the real life habits are
they
also not
discover
the
that
root cause.
actions still depend.
Investigated further and found
Changing
that
the personality
person action
affects
determine
good
their
personality
habits.
and good personality will lead to
Say
good
that
the aspect that
decision.
action will lead to good habits. Good habit lead to
eventually
good
aspect
personality, and
rather
good
provide
personality will lead to a
provide a
good
certain
quality
benefits
or good
that
life result.
And changing the
Following this
change the
thinking to
action.
manage people's
So
action, they
succeeded
discover
in the action
still
create
repeat
good action,
the
good
old
action
pattern.
will result in
Change
the
a
improvement
person
of
action
habits.
is
It's
very
very
difficult.
divided
Personality
Succeeded in
the
changing an action.
get
Focusing
the
on
result
changing actually
applying
is
the solid
provided with the
action after the
insight
habit.
that a person
Habits
thought determine their action. They
personality
told us that thought
very
will
well
to
focus
be
on
a good action. Good action
habits
result in good habit.
however,
Good
the
habit
real
will lead to
deeper
good
results
personality.
over time.
Thus, the saying goes, so a
People
good
discover that
action
even
show action. Good
higher
habit
word
show a habit personality. The personality
this
written in
cause
it.
will
Thai
arise
will
in the mind in a different way.
contribute.
Focuses
However,
on thought, the person
researchers will
in
discover
life
when they
a
try to
person
control their thought, negative
level
thought will
maintains as
still repeat emerge
it
their
believe
lives.
that
They began to investigate what
essential
determined a
being
person's thought. If
alright
focusing on
whole
thoughts,
believer
the
that
person continue to repeat
specialist
negative
can
thoughts in
explore
life.
that to desire
Action
or
is
life
what shape a person's
desire.
thoughts.
It also
High
known
level
as a
mental and
positive or
is
negative
pointed
belief.
out
For
us
example,
to us that
someone
it
say
is
I
the
choose
belief
my choice Y, but
have
after
the
looks at
thoughts
it,
belief
becomes
essentially
different.
humans overhaul
But this doesn't
about
work.
something.
Clearly,
Desire
our
can be
thinking
turn
systems
their
can
desire
use
and
their
alive with their
abilities to
desire.
ways. However, the
Is also
disadvantage
known
is
as a
that the
positive or
thought beliefs
negative
they are
belief.
very
For
fast and
example,
never be
someone
able
say,
to
I keep
think.
trying to lose weight, but I
Never believing the person
and
is
it
their life
discourage
result will become
keep
accordingly.
trying, but
This is because they work.
normally are getting access they lack belief in their ability to lose weight. However, the
They hold the
truth
belief that we can
is
lose
that
weight.
person holds the
We believe
belief
that we can
that
lose weight.
in fact
Common
will
belief
never be able to become thin. Whatever belief a person holds,
if you want to
the
try
life
it,
result will
Whatever
be
belief
accordingly. This is
different
because
life
belief directly affect their choices, and
whether
whatever
it's
belief is
right
held,
is
that result manifests.
if human
The whole
beings
belief that we
human
cannot
belief
do
that
something,
how
result is
one
that we
believes I
cannot do
am
it.
beautiful.
Human
No
belief
matter
is
what
to
I
have
do, I
a
am not beautiful. There's no way that
99%
person believe
belief is
awfully.
100% conviction that you hold the belief.
If you make a
And
belief,
simply the
therefore,
direction of that
it
belief,
takes
whether
either
in
in
the
a
lives
no job
or goes against the
that
desire.
a
Human
person
knew
get in a no
this
job.
knowledge.
Result is not
I am not beautiful.
Oh,
No
if
matter
someone
what I
believes
do,
I am
I'm
not
not
beautiful no
beautiful.
matter what I do,
already
I'm not
believe
Is
beautiful.
that
Reason is
a
that the
person
person
believes they
believes
are
that they
ugly,
are
so now
ugly.
they do
So
like
even more
nothing
beautiful.
they do make them beautiful.
People
Therefore, some
some
people
people
imitate
believe that they
others
are
do
others
happier
and
for
go
and
for
no
a
job.
nose
happier.
job.
They
They
But
get
believe
then
married
that
harmoniously.
their
a
belief
Believe
is
person
that
that
they are miserable
an
and
ugly
peaceful and
person
worthy
getting a
to
nose
be
job,
remain
which
miserable.
sometimes
I've got
results
a
in
story
the
about a
invasion
woman
their
person
nose.
who already
who
built
Usually, a person who
was a
already
famous
believed they are
salesperson
beautiful,
usually
when they
before he
share a
Image
picture that makes them even more beautiful.
And
If
because
people hold
your husband
believe
is a
that
very
they are happy,
powerful
become
self-development
happier
tool,
than
and he
when
helps
they get
many people
boundaries.
become
Conversely, if
happy.
uh,
But honestly,
they believe
if
that they
I
are
speak to
miserable,
you, the woman I say immediately, no.
whoever will
Everyone's
marry a
around,
woman when
something
miserable,
around was
there
wrong with
were
her.
a story about a woman who
Why she said
was
that,
launching
and
a
it would
book.
affect her husband's reputation.
The
Other reason for
husband
turning
is
after
a famous
depression song are
first
because when your
self-development
husband
practitioner. He helped
actually
many people
feel
change their
happy
life,
by himself
become happy.
and
But
secure.
honestly,
And
has
another
he
person
brought
only
happiness to you? Your woman
to
answer
home
immediately
and
no. While around
dreams
was alive,
married
was
that
he Satan and
in a man with
it damaged her
good
husband's
but
reputation.
on her
Another
own
report
and only
or
when a man really
is your
want
husband
her,
truly proud
he has to brought
happiness
to her
of
a
perhaps
really
God result? He
person,
said
and he
no.
is the one
And
who
another
actually
person
more happy.
skillfully asked
Generally,
more
we believe that
open-handed
our
question the
husband
woman's mind and
generally
replied,
our husband
can a man
give us
to a woman
what is the
have a
result turn out
happiness
on
of her
if
own
we
and
would do not know
really
that.
can a man
If
give
we
her
have
more
happy
happiness?
family, so
Hasn't
what is the
proud
result
to be
happen?
happiness
Therefore, we only
internally
desire
the belief
internally
others love us, still believe our
hear the
husband or
concept
children love us,
the
can withstand
inner
and
belief
demand
versus the positive side.
and what
And for
will
example, whether
result
women
in
or
our
men get
husband
married, they
not
expect the
love us
marriage to be
because
harmonious and
internally
peaceful.
so
Many people believe
the
people
result
internally
internally
was a
therefore
gentleman. The concept therefore
change
advantages to
result
marriage, but
is a
suddenly
conservative
inner belief
inner belief versus conscious desire. For example,
the
when
result
a
is that
woman
inner
or
belief
man get married, they
over the
expect the marriage
concept.
to be harmonious and
The
happy.
inner belief and the
However, deep
concept desire are unified like
people,
in
this
harmony.
conscious desire
The concept
is for a
believes
harmonious and happy marriage, but
hopelessly.
inner belief
Example,
contrary
you
this
get married
desire.
because
The
successful
result is
work
that the
and good
inner belief over triumphs
relationship
over
with
the conscious desire.
not everyone
If
has
you
equal
inner belief, the conscious desire are
design
unified,
to become
become
wonderful
wonderful. Conscious desire usually
unifying
aim for
and life is wonderful.
therefore happy marriage,
Pure and
success
happy.
in
Between thought and belief, see the tools
relationship
that
with
sort of
people.
pressure
The
the
conscious
person
desire is unified
which often comes
with
spiritual.
the inner belief. Human
That's
life
how
is
we
wonderful.
human
Human
strategy
struggle and
set
discord between dreams and
mindset
belief
and the inner
is
belief.
a crucial
And
gateway
one of
of the
the
cramped mindset in the
setting
person's inner
of the
subconscious,
trying world
which
into
often
characteristics
conflict with
type of
each
mindset.
other. Ultimately, the inner self wins.
Wonderful. However, the scientists
The
help us discover that
side and
our
words
inner belief
entirely
is what determines our
the
result.
life
Therefore,
people
we
will
look to the belief to change
the
results.
scientific
Really
perspective
think
shows us.
about
Therefore, we
change
must change the
beliefs.
belief system to
However,
change
we
result.
think
Really
we're not
thinking
able
about
to
it
change the belief
externally
enough.
will not change the result. Whatever belief is also
Now, why we took a step of
changing
belief?
belief. There's a
So we
reason.
recognize actually what
We
determines our
don't know how
belief.
why we trust
Because
certain
mental limits
person
are the seeds of
is a
mental limits.
person mental limit or the seed mental
Belief. The seeds
limit
of mental limits is in
determines
our
that
mind, is in our belief, will
a
determine
mental
the
limit
result of
change
our
in
life.
our mind determine our belief,
Following next on
belief
a small section of science,
the result of our life.
closest to us,
Mental limit
we
coordinate
both
all a
live
small
we can
exercise.
think and
Most
write
two
and
people
work
closest to us,
equally
people
on
we
both thinking and
most familiar
unified
with,
work.
work
Both
without
the mental
thinking right
limits
spending
are
effort
the
on
mind.
both sides.
Because we
Instantly
have
to
that
firework.
mental limits in our
Mental
mind,
image of our feeling and
result
emotion about that person.
like electricity.
Have that
If
seed
we
in
see
the
our
mental limit
funny and
character. It
because
portrays the
sometimes other
result
people
of
might
our life
see
externally. See our
they
father
might
and handsome,
even
funny
see
and
him
gentle. Some people,
see
other
him
people
as
might not
gentle.
see him
Our
in
eyes even when
gentleness.
we say
They
we
might
are
even see him as
and believe.
yet we see him
Why
as
we
gentle in
assume
our
that
eyes. Even
everyone
when he sleeps,
believes.
we might perceive
But
him
if
as efficient.
but
Why?
if
We
his
assume
mental
he is
limits we hold
tired,
our
which is why he
even
sleeps.
when working at that.
Then even when he's working,
The result
he
of
might
our
say, look
external
at
belief
lazy attitude.
the
The
thought
result of our
our mind
internal life
and let us
project
borrow the
the
story of
seed of
man
mental images in our mind.
God.
And the story of the that a borrow the
As
story
if we are
from
holding a dice. We
approach measuring
use
we are hoping
cho
an
vậy một số
object
nó có
with
rất là nhiều
the
cực
Rarely
đoan
it
to
tells
read have a pen or writing tool. Now consider other creature very intelligent animal living in our house. A puppy. When we see this, is only the puppy or a writing instrument with use to write. But when the puppy encounter this object, it chew on it. The puppy action of chewing makes the puppy perceive this object as a tool or a toy. That is why it chews. If the puppy perceives it as a bad good
What about the
use
references?
to
We
write,
know
this
internet.
means
This
we
must be
see
right. This
it
is a
the
toy
object and call it a bad.
in our opinion.
Since this
So this
in a destroy or bone,
we are the
right in your
and not
opinion, in
writing
our
on
opinion, the puppy perceives this as a
Now,
tool or
let's
a
think
toy.
that object is
If
in
we
the
perceive it as
no
a
one is
pen
there.
or writing
Near us,
instrument,
not
both are
no
correct.
one is here.
Now let
What
us
is the
put the
object?
object
This is
in the
not
room.
on.
No one is there,
Not that
neither
it
a
doesn't exist, but because there is no object.
no
So
one
yes,
is here.
no subject
What is this
consciousness.
subject? It is
Subject consciousness
nothing at all.
is nothing.
Not that it
It
doesn't
is
exist,
nothing.
but
There's
because
nothing.
there is no subject
Doesn't
perceiving it
everything
and
have the
recognizing it.
nature of emptiness?
No
Something
subject
have the nature of emptiness, but
all
can
things
nothing.
have the
Is it nothing when
nature of
there is no
emptiness.
subject personality?
The nature
Is
of
it?
emptiness,
This is the 80
potentiality.
subject that
There
we
is no
recognize
thing when
as
there is no
the
subject
subject that is
perceiving
the
it.
best. Now
What
we
is
never
created
we
by
look
the
at
subject that
object
recognize and perceive
is the pen.
and the
If
subject
a
that
thought
perceive and
will
perceive it.
pursue is a total one.
Now we
If
step
we
in
are
and we look at the object
we
at
step
that
in at the
moment it be
same
a pen,
time.
but
It's a pen and
with the
puppy
dot
is
it will perceive it
specific
entirely.
question arises.
Perceiving
Determine the
question
nature of this
arises.
object.
Determine the nature of that object.
The external nature
Determined
affecting
by the
us,
external
or as
nature
agent of
affecting
variety
us,
reaching us
or
to
reflected
we define that the
within us
nature of this object is determined
outside,
by the
find
other
that
is
the
within us.
nature of this
The
object is
six mental images
determined
in our
by
mind that
what is within us.
what
But
is
either
object.
this mental image
These
is in
mental
our
images in our mind
mind
don't test
that
but
dictate
manifest that reality.
essentially the
We say our
form,
finder is changeable
neither
version.
gentle nor
Finder is
equal.
neither changeable nor
Because we
everywhere.
have that
Because
mental
we
image
have
inside.
mental images inside this
Check
object.
our father
Our finder being
in
gentle
rental
religion,
religion
any
and
expression in
complaining
our
is based
organization is here. This is because we found
pronunciation of
these
him.
mental images of our finder
The
that we
mental
distribute
images
that way.
within the person
The
determine
mental
the
image
result and
within a person determine the result
yeah,
in the right. There is no
external
reality.
right.
Therefore, the word
Therefore,
worship is based
the
on
world we perceive is
if we want to change the external world into
if we want to change
art
the
in the
internal world
in
or
other words,
in another
we
world,
want to change
we
our
want to
destiny
change
according
our
to the
destiny
scientific
according
perspective
to the
and changing
scientific
mental image to the
perspective,
technique.
changing the
Change the
mental image,
mental image
changing
strategy.
destiny,
Change the
changing
mental
the
image
mental
changes
image
destiny.
changes destiny, changing
Tendency
the
of our
mental
inner
image
body
changes
psychology
destiny.
called
The tendency of our inner
life is very
psychology
intriguing.
life
The longer
is
people
very
live,
interactive.
and
The longer people
a
live
person does not
together,
nurture in
a
life
person doesn't
to mental images
nurture
of
and
their loved
lash
one.
the positive
Negative image is a
thought about their loved one. The negative images
principle of
will
life.
manifest.
The principle of
Is
life states that the
miraculous
closer we live
phenomena
into
of
someone, if we
principle
are
of life and
imagined
darkness.
the image
Principle of life states that the closer
unless
we live
merge in
to
our mind.
someone,
That is why when we
if an
first meet someone,
unpleasant
we generally
image will
first
emerge
to
in
meet
our
a bit
mind.
other.
That is
The
why
longer we
when
live
we
together,
first meet
we
someone, we
large
generally hold
to the image
positive
of
mental
the
images
person.
of each
The
other. But
unpleasant
the
image
longer we live
the
together,
undesirable
but
reality often
action
occurs
image will
suicide,
manifest.
social relationship leading to
Undesirable
conflict.
reality
Never swipe better.
society,
Mind
social
never try to be
relationships
better than
leading to thoughts
one.
like
Our
my
husband is better.
neighbor's
Husband is not good.
better, my next
Other
child is
people's
better
wives are
than
big.
mine.
Other
Someone
people's wives
else's
are good.
husband is
Guys,
better,
because
my
we
husband is
only
not
meet
good.
to neighbor's
Other
husband wife
people
briefly, and we see the beautiful
beautiful
image.
and
But our own
we
husband
see
or wife
the
is
beautiful
around all the
image.
time because we don't know
Our
how to
own
imagine
husband or wife
the
is
positive
around
images.
all the time, and
We
because we
see the
don't know
poor
how to
images. We
enlarge
only
the
need to change the
positive
image toward the direction we
image, we
desire
see
to
the
orient our image toward what
we
we
only need to
want.
change the
If we
image
move
toward
towards
the
our ambitious
direction
images,
we desire
we believe this don't will ultimately treat
what we
that
want.
which
If we hold
therefore into
images,
conversion tendency
the
between images
image
of loved
will
ones. This
automatically
will back
change,
to
and
images
the result
before
will
we
change
with our entirely position beginning people, maintaining a good image, while we have
maintaining a
maintaining a
good
good
image
image
of
socially,
health,
maintaining a
maintaining a
good
good image of social relationships, maintaining a good image of ourselves, our inner self, maintaining a good image
we
of our
only need to
finances,
have one simple
mental
realization according to
changes,
perspective the source of
we
life.
only
We
need to have a
peace of
simple
mind.
realization
We need
according
to
to
number one,
scientific perspective. The source
mental
of life
images in our
origin
mind determine the
is
result of
from the
our life
mental
today.
image
This
in
great
our
global
mind.
has saying,
This
this
great
one fully grasps
profile
that
saying
every matter should begin with the
fully
result.
grasp it.
Every matter should begin
Should
with the
begin with
result.
the result.
Because the simplest way to achieve
Because
everything
the simplest way to
to do
achieve everything we
the
are
start from
about
the
to do is
why it's so
to
difficult for
start
us
from the result. If, for example,
start the
why is
marriage,
it
why
so
if
difficult
we need
how we start marriage to be happy? Because we do not start the
based on
marriage
how much was
the
the image
result
of
of
that
the
marriage
marriage.
success.
The
So
result
when we
we
start,
have
we already
based
when
on
we start
observation.
human experience start from
All
the
human
result in
endeavors
mentally
start from the result. The
is the
result
result
in a person's
when the
mind
destination
is the
is seen,
result of
there is no need to
internally
if the destination
reality.
is unseen.
When a destination is
We
seen,
should
is
start with
no
the
need for
result.
destination.
Only need
Destination
encouraging.
is in Waraj.
It's like knowing where we
The
are going, no
result
matter the means
for
of
journey
action, we can
automatically
get there.
changes. It
But
is
if
like
we
knowing
don't
where we
know
are
where our
going.
destination is,
Matter
even if we are being with much more than facility, we
even if
cannot reach
we
the
with people
destination. So we need to
cannot
begin with the result.
reach
Just
the
from
destination.
the mental images
Every
in our
matter
mind.
should begin with the
Before simply
result. The
changing
result is
even
from
changing
mental
when the
images in
image is
our mind.
clear,
Therefore,
our life
changing the mental images,
matter
changing
begins with the
changing
result.
when
So
the
we
image
can conclude that
our life is
according
clearer,
to the
is
scientific
ever so
perspective,
much within
the assist of mental images
the result.
might determine
So
the
we
result
can
of
conclude
life.
that
Now,
according to the
the reason
scientific
is great.
perspective,
Determine the mental
this
images.
moment the field of
This
mental
is
images
because
in
those
our mind
emoji
determine the
appears
result
once
of
the
our
mentally
life.
is
Question
unheld.
is
We
we
hear,
try
see,
to
say, and know
determine
determine the
the
mental images in
mental
our mind.
images.
It is precisely
What we hear,
what
see,
we
say,
hear, what we
and now
see, what
determine
we
the
say,
mental
and what we
image
know
in
that
our mind
become the mental images.
precisely.
And what we are struggling with
See what we said,
is
what we
not
know,
knowing is
determine our mental images.
extreme mental
We are
behavior.
struggling with the
Currently,
most
the knowing
often
regarding
is
marriage is
knowing,
partly
and that is the
experimental to the
experimental
mental images
to the
in
factor.
the
Currently,
images
the
we are
knowing regarding
the knowing
marriage,
regarding child education even as objects that are not
knowing
always
regarding
positive.
child education,
Knowing about life is life. Knowing
based
about knowing
you
how
are
to
not
give us
not
is
very
liberating
positive.
us too much.
Knowing about this life and knowing
Knowing
about
we
people
have
that give us
capacity
misadvantage
with
images
in
to
life
people.
majesty
The knowing we have
is
about business
so
in life
our knowing
is increasing
knowing has influenced us from the
because to the specific
scientific perspective we cannot
scientific
say
perspective, we cannot say
so
the
from the
time
moment we
before
are
birth.
born
So
till now
from the
we know,
moment we
we
are
see, we
born
say what we
we
hear
know
and
what we know, what
have
we
influence
believe,
on our
what we
mental
say, what we
images.
understand. We
We
hear,
live in a
we
high ability
influence our
life
mental image.
where a very
We
life
live in a tribe of village lineage.
we feel old
We feel old.
we see that we were 60 years old.
We are
We still feel like
60
we are
years old.
only adults.
Old.
We know
We
about
know
how
about how
we hear about
we
how
hear about how
we say about how
about how
say
we
about how
say
it's
about how
different from those who
those
live in
live
village or
in a
land where the
lineage.
village lifespan is
The
60 to 70
average
years.
lifespan is 60 to
Later,
70
we were
years.
60 years
In
old,
the
mostly winding down.
at around
We were 60 then,
60 years
wouldn't we
old,
feel like
mostly
we were
watching
able
down.
to go close to
We are
death?
60
We live
then
a lineage where the
feel
average
like
man will begin
we
of the
were about
there
to
one
go close
minute
to
if
death.
we would be
If we
would
live in
today
a
if
lineage
our
where the average monthly income of an is around
what
1
we
million
feel, what we
USD,
hear,
that
see, say, and
24
know determines our mental images. But if
if
the
we
entire lineage structure just
what we hear, see,
full
say,
and the
and
highest
now
of
determine
one is
our mental
20, we are
images.
too much
If
really.
the
I would
entire
feel
lineage
with
struggle just
200
to afford
billion.
food,
One of
20
the
billion
only ones
or
that are
30
estimated
million
to
Vietnam
fly
đồng,
in the
how would
future
we feel
of
with
constellation
an income of
stars will appear.
200 Vietnam đồng
Therefore, in
and Vietnam đồng
society,
wonderful,
when
right?
someone chooses
If
one of
only
them,
one star star appears in the sky in
In
the
which
future, constellation of star will appear. Also, it's a time when someone believe something wonderful and self will change similar star emerging. What people hear, see, say, and know will eventually change according to that will and will change. In this time, achieving peace and joy is simpler than achieving entry in the future. Someone should say, I can say, well, it's simpler than poverty. Completely people see, say, and know will change. Society will change. The people will thoroughly understand life. Society will also understand life. It is a shamanistic story about researchers studying the behavior of intelligent monkey. Monkey flew sweet potato, so scientists gave them sweet potato, but first burying them in sand to observe their reaction. But unlike that, he found the sand unpleasant. Yet it is still
From then on,
unbeautiful. Their female monkey accidentally her water into a hot potato into one shocked her father, mother, and sibling. And quickly her family and the surrounding family silently. Hungry monkey learning the machine method. When he was 100, he was rich. Something surprising happened. That monkey has not been able to hear any other monkey had never been taught to wash the potato. When given the potato is continuously went to added water and wash it. Afterwards, the went to the isolated by the traffic police, where monkey could not possibly travel with there also new wash potato person life continuously transform when change. See, say, and know and change mental limit. Our future dear life vision will help others change the future and therefore when living in a family and to transform ourselves positively. The family automatically changes into thus there is no need to seek change in others, just focus on changing ourselves. This means changing our mental images about ourselves and our love. It means changing our it is how to change the image substantially change what we say. The formula for changing image control what you hear and see, change what you say and know, then change destiny. First, change the know in destiny, changing the say in hearing and seeing totally, changing the mental image, changing its destiny.
Yes, good. Thank you
27 phút nha cô.
27 phút, ok.
Bài 1 27 phút nha.
Dạ, rồi. Rồi, để Oanh chụp hình 7 người. Rồi, 7 người ha, 27 phút. Ôi, hôm nay trưa nay chúng ta đã đọc được 4 rau.
Ngon ha.
Rồi. Tối nay Oanh không có vô được nha, bởi vì Oanh phải đi cao 4 nè. Đó. Pick 4. Top pick 1.